She says that she's never afraid.
Hey, Phoenix rising for the second time in the USL Championship season 2024 for the third time overall in 2024. They win on the road 1-0. Was it convincing? No. Were they the better team? Probably not. Was it a lucky goal? Most likely, but a goal's a goal. And for the first time in over a month, folks, not the toilet bowl, but it's going to be a shot nonetheless. Here we go.
Doesn't count if it's not the toilet bowl. He's gonna have to make it up. He's gonna have to make it up in midweek.
That is something. Oh my goodness!
What did you take? What did you just knock back?
Let's go. Welcome into the.
What did you just knock back, Max?
No free ads, but it was a very nice whiskey. I'll say that. Welcome into the.
Okay, that's fine. There we go. Whiskey, good.
Post-game show. Appreciate everyone joining us. Yes, we are so back on the random floor. I am Max Simpson. I am that man on the floor, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, all the way in DC Loudoun Air, where the hell it is. Owain, the Oracle Evans, off of a weather delay. Buddy, it is almost 11:30 where you're at. How the heck are you?
Yeah, let's get this done. Let's get it on. Let's get it over. Let's go. Okay, it's the middle of nowhere. But yeah, you take it. I was been sitting in this spot before. I remember sitting in this exact spot as Phoenix Rising lost 4-3 2 years ago against Loudoun United here, and so yeah, this is honestly it's a result. It's an important result. And there's a lot that we're gonna have to kind of, talk through and realistically talk through a lot of it on Tuesday as well. But at the end of the day, you take the 3 points, you move, and see where that leaves you when the weekend's games ultimately end tomorrow.
Simple as she does. I mean, we got everyone here in the chat. Reese, Max on that random floor again. We are so back. Siley in the chat.
Oh, is he on the floor again?
That kid, I knew we would win. Never had any doubt. Pog in the chat. Mix squared. Let's go. We're here. We're out here. Reese, 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 29 seconds, and it's finally over. The goalless drought. It is no more. Here we go, man. We're back. Phoenix Rising. They're so back. They've never been more back, have they?
No, I wouldn't go that far. That's Max talking. My one would be.
Wait, whoa, Eric. That's
I've got a lot of positives you can take, and I've got a lot of not as positives you can take, and you've got to take the mixed bag here. Don't get too high off one result.
Yeah,
is obviously always the case, especially in the end with a result that I tell you what, it's a good result. You want to get this, and you do also really want to start turning things around. But I'll also say that you would trade this in a heartbeat for next week.
Yeah,
because it's that much more important as a game. It's against a non-conference opponent, this one, so it's important. It really helps them. It's really plausible at the end of tomorrow that Rising could be in a playoff spot. They are as it stands right now, but that's again the context there is that Tulsa play tomorrow against Colorado Springs, so they have a game in hand on the same points. So as long as they get a draw or better, and I believe they're home in that game as well. But as long as they get a draw or better in that one, Rising will still be outside of the playoffs come the end of the weekend. But and again, also that's also reliant on Orange County holding their current result. They're currently beating Las Vegas Lights. Again, you take it. Actually, I mean, Eric's in there saying Max is buying beers. Max, it was the man. It was Mr. Margaritha who scored. I thought that meant you were buying margaritas.
Yeah, people want what they want, and people can keep clamoring in the chat. That does help your case. Let's leave a like, by the way. The likes help.
It does help the case.
Yeah, let's leave a like. That definitely helps to make it happen. Right. Well, let's get into it, right? Again, you set the stage well. The result, it's a very good one. It's much needed. And again, you're getting towards the end of this match where it very well could be likely that this is a third consecutive 0-0 draw, a fifth consecutive match where Phoenix Rising does not win, where they do not score a goal.
It felt like it was going to be.
And you know, again, like, listen, it's the goals all well and good. We're not, listen, I'm here to party. We're going to celebrate the victory because, goodness, they have been few and far between a lot this season, and certainly on the road they have been almost non-existent. So I'm going to take the win. I'm going to have a good time. But if we're looking at this from the performance standpoint, listen, you can very well easily make the case Phoenix Rising, did they deserve the win? They had some moments, but I personally do not believe that they were the better team overall. If you're looking at the two teams and which ones had more sustained attacking presence and which one was more likely to score, especially not only in the first half, which I think Rising barely got anything going, but really in the second half too, down the stretch, I think that Loudoun had the better chances. Phoenix Rising was just the one that put it in the back of the net.
Yes, although I'll caveat that slightly. Rising had potential chances.
We love potential chances. Hey!
A lot with the final ball to find someone who's actually in a dangerous spot. Or just didn't move in the right way to get themselves into the right spot. I mean, look, you look at the one breakaway, and I know that, look, Diego said he thought it was a penalty. I mean, you can judge on that one. I don't know. I felt in the moment like it was, but my angle wasn't the best. I will say that at the same time, they shot themselves in the foot by even letting the defenders recover.
How that isn't a goal in any regard, or even just a more,
the only way you don't normally the only way that's not a goal, the only way that's not a goal is the keeper has made like a save of the week candidate kind of thing, you know, like
he really hasn't. And
he didn't there. In the end it was blocked. Look, I understand again your positivity. I've said though all throughout that you can't get too high on one individual game. I tell you what I am high on at the moment is the defense. I think the defense is solid. I think they've shown repeatedly that they are capable of keeping this club in games, even if sometimes you feel as though this club doesn't really have the right to still be in certain games that they've played this year. And the defense has been phenomenal. Still, jury's out on the attack right now. You hope it gets better. But the first half, again, they had, in the end, it's 0.16 XG. In the first half. That's not going to get you results most weeks. That's not. You have to be better. You have to be better. And that's got to be the key thing now. Yes, you got the 3 points today. You have to build on that. And build on that doesn't just mean, oh, you're not going to lose next week. Build on that means starting to turn these performances into things where you actually are going to get, chances at the end of it that are going to be high quality chances that are going to give you opportunities to put things away. That's sometimes where they've struggled.
Yes, absolutely. Eric in the chat, how about 6 goals scored in 3 months /12 games? Andrew in the chat, Rocco got his 10th save. I don't want to imagine what the season be like if he wasn't with us. Listen, again, I agree with you, right? I'm gonna celebrate the results, but the performance, not as much. You actually had a chance to chat with Diego about his thoughts on the performance and whether it was justified.
Very happy, obviously, for the win. We feel that we really need this one. We really needed the goal to kind of breathe, relieve, and take out the mental thing of the goal. That sometimes is very mental. We felt that we deserve. It's a team win. Again, another clean sheet. They are all running for each other. They are working together hard. And I'm very happy for the players because they deserve it.
Obviously, defensively, still good from the club, but do you think really the win was deserved, or maybe would a draw have been more fair?
I think it was deserved. I think we got in good positions. I think there is a clear penalty also. That is the 0-1. So I think it was deserved.
I do not know if I fully believe it was deserved, but what I will say is I don't think it's necessarily a stretch, given that when the defense is playing like it is, and when they're continuing to pitch shutouts, to use a baseball vernacular, and post those clean sheets, that you are going to be in a position where you might be able to get that chance goal, that breakaway out of seemingly nowhere, and it maybe doesn't look quite as surprising. This defense has been solid for multiple games, really in the past month or two, really throughout the season as a whole. They have a nice body of work. And this has been good, especially you see it in this match. Maybe it wasn't deserved, but at least the 0 goals against very much seemed like it was.
Yeah, I think defensively they were decent. Still, though, I mean, all right, let me give you a little bit of context here. The XG was over 1.
It was.
Loudoun. Okay, so there's also the context there, and that obviously Rocco helps keep this team in there. There were a couple of shots for Loudoun where I felt they could have put it on target and challenged them a bit more and didn't do so. It is what it is. But again, overall, I do think that defensively this team has proven that they can hang with most teams in this league. They have their lapses, but all teams do. They've played some good opponents who do actually, or should actually threaten more, and the defense overall has managed to find ways to stifle them. Look, everything I think that's been plaguing Rising this last couple of games, by and large, it's the attack. It's not the defense. And so, yeah, I am more than happy, I think, with the clean sheet again today to say that the defense is legitimately good. Okay? That's the point where you'll get me on the positives coming out of tonight. I think it really has to. And again, the other positives, obviously, this mental aspect to this. Diego touches on in his answer. There's a mental aspect to it. There were some moments that I thought were decent in the attack. But again, we've seen plenty of games where you get aspects of that. You got to turn it into a goal. They did manage that tonight, even if over the course of the entire 90 minutes, it didn't necessarily feel to me as though they were doing enough to turn that into a goal. We'll see going forward if they build off of that. We'll see if they manage to, again, take they've got some of the jigsaw pieces there. They're starting to put things together, but they just need, again, to finally get that bridge into actually getting it to, ideally, probably Thomas Angel in dangerous areas. That's the challenge.
Yep.
That's the challenge this team still has.
That's exactly. And listen, we saw in the breakaway, they did put in that area. How, again, there's not a more threatening shot. I don't know. Listen, I'll say this. It does not take a detective to see that the defense has been the strong point of this club. The midfield, it's very hit or miss, and the attack has been poor. There is no way to go about it. Now, on the flip side, I believe also, right, again, going off of, I think the attack was relatively poor in this match. I will say this. I'm going to say this goal, and I'm not going to take away from it because, again, goals are goals, but, right, people are going to say, and we'll talk about it later, right? People are going to say, hey, a deflection, all that's fair. I believe that a goal, in a way, stay with me on this, can artificially boost your team morale and maybe a bit more, and lead to a bit more conviction moving forward. In the sense that
is Matt Simpson saying goals make people happy?
Hey now. I'm not trying to Ted Lasso this. No, listen, all I'm saying is this was this goal an indication of a building success in the attack that just hasn't been able to break through? No, I don't believe this does. I think this was kind of potentially a one-off. This very well could have been a match where they do not score. It sure looked like that for 85 minutes. They got one in the end. If this played 5 minutes more in a different way, this is a 5th game in a row where Rising doesn't score, and this, team morale, team attacking even further in the toilet. What I would say is, on the flip side, does this mean that the goals are going to come aplenty? No, but we do know that not only do goals change games, they can change a bit of the habits. Maybe we're going to see a bit more attacking play. Maybe we'll see more shots. And I will turn it back to you because you did ask a bit about Diego of just a couple of things of some trends about what we can see going forward.
Yeah, so one thing that I thought I'd ask about in this one, right? Obviously, the assist goes to Jose Andres Hernandez. We honestly, I mean, we've watched this guy now for 2 years here, and it's sometimes a shock, I think, when he plays balls forward. He's someone who's often quite safety first as a midfielder. And yet today I saw attempts at looking at sending balls from him. And obviously the one turns out to be incredibly fruitful, and they get the assist. So I did ask Diego after the game if that was something they'd been specifically working on with Jose.
Well, we have been working with the whole team, not only with Jose, to try to play some progressive passes when they are on. Jose came to the game and have a great impact. That's what we are looking for him. He is very competitive. He's training and working, even though He has not had a lot of minutes recently, and he came today and he did the assist of the goal, so very good.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know if I read too much into it. He's just not that progressive player. Gets the assist, ball forward. We love to see it, but we're gonna have to see it more often to really see if there's something notable. I will say after the break,
there were a few attempts. Jose. It wasn't as though that was just the one thing.
No, I get it.
I thought it was just more aggressive today overall than again we've seen from him in the past, and so that if it turns into a longer trend, could well be a genuine thing to take as a positive.
It very well could be. Well, listen, after the break on the other side, we do have to talk a bit more about that goal. We got to give the man of the match some flowers, all that stuff. But first, guys, Brandon Bills, get your hats. If you have not gotten a hat yet, first off, what are you doing? I'm a hat guy. I need to cover up some hair. Owen, definitely could use a hat every now and then. But Brandon Bills, boy, do they have hats for you. Use code PHNX, 20% off your order at brandonbills.com. They have all types of hats, guys. You can literally customize it from the patch, where the patch goes on the hat, the different brim styles, the different textures, the different type of hat. So many different customizable things. They have stuff for the state of Arizona. They have ASU and I guess U of A stuff as well. They do. But listen, whatever your passion is, Brandon Bills, they have. Yeah, who? Oh, yeah. We don't talk about them. I guess I am obligated to for the partners for the ads. But yes, BrandonBills.com. Again, code PHNX, 20% off. Get your guys' self some nice hats for you. Listen, summer, you know how it is. It's getting to a close. We're getting into fall. It's sunny out. Get those hats still on you. Winter's around the corner. Still need those hats. Again, BrandonBills.com, code PHNX for 20% off. They ship throughout the country because I know Damon's in the chat. You're listening, you're watching. They ship all the way to DC as well. Check them out, BrandonBills.com, promo code PHNX. They help support us. You guys supporting us with that promo code helps out a ton. Again, BrandonBills.com, code PHNX, 20% off. And of course, right, you can pair that with maybe a little bit of Polar Pop action. Circle K, their Polar Pop, 79 cents, 69 cents if you are an Inner Circle member. Guys, I hope you filled up on Thursday. Save 40 cents per gallon. I mean, actually, you could have saved 45 cents with those Inner Circle promos. Actually, back up, 40 cents was actually for Inner Circle members. So 40 cents off per gallon on Thursday. Pretty great, but don't worry if you didn't, or even if you did, keep on saving that money. 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, 3 cents off per gallon afterwards, up to 5 cents off per gallon. Plus, you get those Polar Pop promos. There we go. It's a great time. Nice thing to wash down a little shot after an away game victory, which doesn't happen often, but Circle K certainly should in your life. Circle K, go all across the country at participating locations. See stores for details. Let's go. Yeah, we love it. We see everyone here. Let's actually throw real quick, right? We did not do this first segment by the numbers. Let's just illustrate the performance that was tonight from a numbers perspective. We got to love the data. Phoenix Rising 1, Loudoun 0, 0.74 XG to 1.06 XG. And of course, by the way, these numbers are presented by our friends at Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. But yes, Phoenix Rising, they lost the XG battle. Owen pointed out earlier that Loudoun, even though they did not score, they had over 1 XG. And again, there's no penalties in there. So that is a solid stat. Possession, essentially 50-50. Shots were essentially equal at 12-13. Shots on goal, Phoenix Rising 5, Loudoun 8. So Loudoun a bit more clinical. And again, that's what the numbers say. But when you're even looking at the eye test, I think Loudoun had a handful more shots. Really, they were quite poor in some of their finishing. But Phoenix Rising put it away when it counted.
They pulled it off in the end. They pulled it off.
They're darn wide. And you know what? That's going to happen, right? You score a goal, you get a win. I think that's how these numbers work. We do have a man of the match. And
Max can do numbers somewhat.
Surprise. It's going to be the one and only, the new guy, sort of, for Phoenix Rising. It is Jearl Margaritha. Yes, he is our man.
Yeah, Margaritha there. You've just gone with it.
No, I told Listen, I told Kyle, and listen, Kyle is the boss of this show, right? Where it's not you, it's not me, it's Kyle. And I said, hey, Kyle, here's the drop down for Jearl Margaritha. Here's a little pick for him, but you could spice it up, add in a margarita if you want, and do your thing. So you know what? That's what my man does. He got a goal, he got 2 or 3 shots on goal, and he got 0.26 xG. Jearl, he is the man of the match. Also, people in the chat are calling me Margarita Max. I don't know if I
Max. Hang on a minute, Max. I just want to clarify here. Kyle, are you going to sit back and take this from Max that he's just like pinning all this blame on you? As far as I can
pinning anything on him, I am complimenting our Kyle. I am complimenting. Oh, Kyle's on mute with that cocaine. Nice, baby.
He's still on mute.
He's still on mute.
I'm not anymore. There we go.
Ooh.
Thank you, Max.
Yes, of course.
I had fun with the man of the match.
Yeah. Oh, stop trying to wedge a divide. I was hyping him up. Stop trying to put a wedge between us. Get out of here.
I think Max is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust this Max Simpson guy. No, I think Jearl had a. I think Jearl had an alright game, to be fair.
It's
again,
like
we saw bits of it in the opening game that he played. Coming off the bench, he managed to get all those minutes in today before eventually being subbed off. It's interesting. I kind of asked about that, and just some of the context that I got on that was the fact that the weather here is probably quite a bit nicer than it is in Phoenix in terms of being able to go for longer. He said he was feeling great physically when he came off. Obviously he did his little he's down on the ground for a bit, getting a breather before he was subbed off. Don't be worried about that whatsoever, Rising fans. He was, I think, pretty safe to say that it was a time delaying tactic. Let's put it that way, which players would never do. Never do. But yeah, he's look. It's important, I think, for his confidence to get a goal. It's important for the team at large. And I actually did get a chance to speak with Jearl on that one and about just what kind of an impact he thinks this will have on the team given their recent lack of goal scoring. Here's what he had to say.
I think very big relief. Also, a couple of the guys said, it's nice to finally celebrate a goal again. So I think everybody did a great job today, and it was because of them that I could score this goal. And I think we can thank everybody and be happy with everybody. So thank the fans also who were here, great fans, and yes, I enjoyed.
Yeah, I like to shout out to the fans as well. I mean, listen, this is something where we have noticed it from this club, even when he made his debut in the previous match. He is able to navigate within tight spaces, burst open, find a little bit of space, and then that was never the question, right? He has that ability to have that acceleration, that little burst, that little ability. It was more of the finished product. What does that look like? And listen, say what you want. Deflected goal, all that stuff, totally fair. That's a totally fair thing to say. He put in the back of the net when this team has not been able to do so in their previous 4 matches. And the space that he created, that has not been happening on a consistent basis. Him inverting and going into that other side from the right-hand side, kind of making that happen for that goal, it was nice to see. And it was something that if he's able to do it at a more often and more consistent rate, I'm not going to say the goals are going to be flowing aplenty, but I think it gives you a better opportunity to do so than how they've been playing. So you know what? Maybe it's a sign of things to come. We'll see, but I love the optimism, and I love how we can translate into the attack.
Yeah. Again, it's a lot of it is we'll have to see. Obviously, we saw DJ get his debut as well with the club today, coming off the bench. I mean, I asked Diego about that in his thing as well. Yeah, it's a very limited sample size, obviously, that we saw today. It's hard to really take away anything from it. But, yeah, I think it was overall it was a kind of ugly win in some ways, this match tonight. But, hey, you come away from the... I said it before, right, with the Tampa game. The issue that Rising had sometimes is that you can take some of the positives there, but they weren't being ruthless and taking games when they were made available to them. Tonight, they came in and took this game when they had an opportunity because Loudoun weren't finishing, because they didn't find the back of the net, because I think gave Rocco Rios Novo savable shots. Now, of course, Rocco is Rocco. He's a very, very good goalkeeper, and if you give him a savable shot, he's gonna save it. But you can still make them very difficult for him to do so. I didn't feel as though Loudoun really did that. But then tonight, Rising, they were more ruthless in terms of they turned it around. They came out and got the goal late on because their opportunity was there to take it, and they walk away with the 3 points as a result. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not getting high off of the win per se, in the sense of, wow, this has really changed things around. Or I saw a comment earlier about Rising have their mojo back. I think that's just way too premature. Again, defensively great, attacking wise, they were so close to a 0-0 draw tonight that honestly, look, it's great for the team they haven't come away with that. But they could have, and I don't think you can be convinced otherwise that this is a real. It's an important night and an important result, but it's not the leap forward that people, I think, are wanting that will make it something that you're able to, actually. It's not something that you look at and say, wow, this team has got things fixed. There's still a lot of work to do. Still a lot of work to do.
No, not at all. And again, I'm not going to disagree with you. Again, we were 5 minutes away from a third straight 0-0 draw. Not scoring a goal in 5 games. We're not gonna. You can't spin that any other way. And it was very likely that was going to happen. Again, I don't disagree, right? That things are not fixed by any means. There's a lot of work to be done in the attack. Again, I do go back to, even if this is, I guess, for lack of a better term, a false confidence or some sort of optimism, or even just internally, even from the team, just to say, hey, you got to win. It was ugly, even if it was not convincing. From the performance aspect, we want to see these things turn around by getting better performances that lead to the results. Tonight was not one of those. The performance did not match the result. A lot of people are going to come away with the saying it was not deserved, and that's fine. But where you're at in the season, where you need to just start stacking results regardless, this is something where it could form into something. And I'm not saying that it will, but getting 3 points and getting a goal, even just to have a little bit less relief, even though things are not fixed, even just from being a bit more daring and a bit more on ball, it can lead to something. We'll have to see if it does. We'll have to see if it does. After the break, we're going to kind of go around the USL very, very lightly and see some of those updated scores. But, Owen is not celebrating this match quite as much as he did at the one at Valley Tap Room, because, Owen, remind me again, I think there was a certain match that we watched over at the Gilbert location. And listen, you were up and down about that 1-0 victory, weren't you?
That was 2-1. 2-1. Yeah, come on, get the score right, Max.
A +1 scoreline. How about that? There.
What a perfect match that was. Oh, it was so good, and it was made better by the fact that we had good beer there as well.
It did. What happened during that match again? I always forget every time.
Saved football.
Oh gosh, we love when that happens. We love when that happens. Valley Tap Room with our 2 locations over at Gilbert and Queen Creek. Again, the Gilbert location is where they saved the football. But again, Queen Creek, you can check them out again. You're going to be doing stuff later in this season as it winds through. They do have the good beers over at Valley Tap Room. They do have the great stuff on tap, the wine slushies, quite a nice mix, not only of the on tap beers and beverages, but also the fridges just stocked full of so many different types of drinks. Goodness gracious. It's crazy. Just the variety there. But yes, check them out again, Gilbert and Queen Creek. Follow them on social at Valley Tap Room. And of course, check them out online at valleytaproom.com. All right, Owen, any notable USL scores? I know we were talking about a couple that impact Rising's playoff standing.
Yeah, I'll talk first about the games that have finished today and kind of have a look at that initially. Not a whole lot of games that are coming up on here at the minute for today. Am I looking at the right thing?
Oh boy,
this can't be right. This can't be right. Why is it failing me? There they are. There they all are.
Oh, gosh, this guy.
Come on. All right, results from today. Oakland Roots 1, New Mexico United 0.
New Mexico are frauds.
That was Dom Dwyer with a goal, by the way. Miami 1, Monterey Bay 0. That's a huge result in the playoff.
Messi scored again. Oh, let's go.
No, Messi did not score. for the Miami FC. I'm afraid the Miami FC. It was actually Frank Lopez. But there we go. Indy 11 1, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1. Detroit City 1, Hartford Athletic 1.
Another draw.
North Carolina 4, Louisville City 6.
What?
You didn't even know that happened, did you?
That is a fake score line. Are you?
No, this is very real. Also, all of the goals bar one was scored in the first 70 minutes. So
what?
North Carolina had scored in the 11th, 29th, 45 plus 3 and 56th minute. Louisville score in the 18th, 32, 36, 60, 69, and 79. I'll also add this. Among the 10 goals, there was 1 penalty. There were 3 own goals. Yeah.
There you go.
And
Listen,
somehow they had less stoppage time than Phoenix Rising in the second half.
Imagine scoring 4 goals at home and you lose. What a demoralizing loss.
1 more out east, Rhode Island 2, Birmingham Legion 0. And then, of course, the results that impact Rising a little bit more. San Antonio 1, Charleston Battery 1. Ooh. And as it stands in the 76th minute, Orange County 2, Las Vegas Lights 2, as Danny Stone is now, of course, interim head coach for the end of the year at Orange County. That does mean that as of tonight, Orange County will have dropped below Rising in the table if that result holds. But we'll have to see, of course.
We will have to see.
There is an important game again in the playoff hunt tomorrow. FC Tulsa playing Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Remember, if FC Tulsa get any kind of positive result in that game, they will again overtake Rising. They're currently level on points. That's what needs to happen effectively.
That's fair. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr.
Let me just double check on that one because I'm not sure what the tiebreak at the moment is. Yeah, Rising has the tiebreak at the moment, which isn't head-to-head. It isn't wins. It's goal difference. They currently have the superior goal difference against FC Tulsa, which is number 5 in the list. Oh, they could have points per game against in-conference opponents as well. That's a complicated one, though. I don't want to calculate that. Not off the top of my head.
We're going to wait here. We're actually going to sit here and wait.
No, we're not. I'd be here all night.
I know. And don't you want to stay here past midnight? And we're going to get Owen out of here.
I'd like to leave now, please.
I'm trying to get there. Hush.
All right. Hurry up, then, Simpson.
Hush. Stop talking, and I will outro us out of here.
It's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful if Max just ends the show.
This guy is literally making it harder on everyone. Shut up. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here on the PHNX Rising post-game show. Again, yes, as producer Kyle echoes, bellows, drop a like for a Rising win. Shout out Owen for making the trip, I guess. But more importantly, shout out all the Banditos and the supporters for traveling cross-country. Y'all,
shout out to Phoenix Rising team admin Thomas, who brought, it felt like a busload of people here. Just all of his friends and family, pretty much everyone he knows, decided to come out this game.
Dope. We love that. Appreciate everyone joining in the chat. Again, a nice 1-0 victory on the road. That is a weird sentence to say in so many regards. But yes, appreciate all the comments and all the chat. Of course, you can follow us at PHNX__Rising because double the underscore.
Double the delaying tactics by Max. Get this over with.
This guy sucks. This is literally a 1-0 win on the road, and this guy has nothing else. Double the optimism. How about that? You can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson.
From you, yes.
I don't care if it's false optimism. You are delaying the outro.
It's from you.
Okay. Even if it's fake, I don't care. You can follow Owen on Twitter at OJ Evans18. You can follow Kyle Cooper, producer extraordinaire at K Coops Sports. Yeah, great day. Rising win. Cardiff lose. Spurs going to win tomorrow. Let's go. Appreciate everyone joining us. This beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when Phoenix Rising score a goal and get a win on the road. What? Good night.
all silly like the mayor.